Assalamu alaikum. Hello, dear viewers. Regime change in international politics, it is a famous phenomenon. There are changes in regime in many countries, especially after the Second World War. In the Cold War, we have seen that regime change was occurred in many countries and especially in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Today we'll discuss this topic. I have Nigerian scholar Dr. Ismail Adaramola Abdulaziz. He has expertise on the US foreign policies towards North Africa and also regime change. I welcome him in my vlog and will ask question. The first is that why United States has been involved in regime change, what are those factors, and what are the interests that every time America is interested and involved in regime change? Please.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Actually, when we are talking of regime change in international politics, we can discuss that regime change is the replacement of the one government with another one. It may be because of, we can replace some part of the government, or replace the whole government by changing the representatives or by changing the office orders. Why these things occurs? Because sometimes governments, America used to involve in such thing in order to make sure that people of the country or the citizens, they are benefiting from the government. Let me give example. This term of regime change was started since 1925, when America involved in many governments, in regime changes in Latin America, also in Asia, or also in Africa as well. I can give example of Iraq recently. It was before 1963, and also in 2006, when the change, when Saddam Hussein was removed in the government, due to some people used to say that maybe due to his the dictatorship, style of the government or something else. So when we are talking of regime change, it is government after, when we say after World War II, after America became a superpower in the world, she started involving in the, any government of the country, any government of Asian country, African country, even in the Europe country or European country also. So she started involving either to change, because when we are talking about regime change, it's only to benefit the people of the government. People of the state to benefit from their government. So we can say regime change, sometimes it is benefit and sometimes it is harmful, basically. Now.
How we can justify regime change in Iraq and Libya? If we see in the post 9/11 period, there was war and attack on Iraq in 2003 from the United States and its allies. And also in the post-Arab Spring, we have seen after 2011 that many regimes changed in North Africa and also in the Middle East. So what are those factors which can justify regime change in Iraq and Libya?
According to Iraq, when we are talking of Iraq regime change in 2006, by removing Saddam Hussein from the government, actually, at that time, they claimed that Saddam Hussein was possessing some kind of, nuclear weapon, which was later on declared that it was a mistake from America. So actually, they are just trying to achieve their aims and objectives in that region in order to remove, because when we are talking of Saddam Hussein, he was nationalist. And America does not like somebody like to benefit his own country. So when America is targeting some interest, they are not worried to achieve their aims and goals in any ways and any other means to achieve what they are looking for. That's why they removed him. He was removed and he was hung in 2006. Later on, it was declared that, okay, Saddam Hussein was removed or was killed mistakenly, which is not justified by anyone till today. The same issue is there in when we see Iraq today. Today Iraq is not same like previous one. So economically, socially, politically, Even militarily, they are not yet, they are not yet, recovered fully. But let's talk about Libya. The same happened in Libya. Before, it was Muammar Gaddafi who was led the Libya, was a Libyan leader. So later on, he was killed. He was, or we can say was assassinated in 2011 by claiming that he was a dictator. He was doing so. He was, but since that time, they promised, America promised Libyan people that will provide you the perfect government who will care for you, who will take care of you, and who will take care of well-being of every one of the citizens. But unfortunately today, Libya became the most hostile place, most horrible place. We cannot say that the Libya of yesterday is the same Libya of today, due to many crimes and kidnappings and so many other crimes are there. So this thing cannot be justified. Sometimes America do it in order to achieve her aim and objectives, not to benefit the citizens. So this example of this can be given in can be given in case of Iraq as well as Libya. So there's no any benefit for them, for the people of this area, that their regime changes, because America promised we change regimes when it is hostile or dictators. But unfortunately, in case of Iraq and Libya, that was not the case. It just removed the leaders in order to achieve their aims.
What were those aims?
So sometimes it may be to lead the people, to control their resources. I mean, mineral resources, to control their natural resources, and to control on their government, to control on their authority, so they can have access to everything over there. So that's what is happening now. So people of Iraq, people of Libya, they are not even getting themselves. They blame themselves to remove their previous leaders. So this is how, even democracy, they are still in democratization system. The democracy is not, is not yet, we can say, it's not yet seen in its platform, in its originality. So this is the problem, and it is a big challenge to the leadership of America till today, we can say. So this is how.
Okay, the last question I want to ask that what are those factors which can cause a regime change in any country?
So according to international policies, some factors are here in order to cause, regime changes. For instance, if the leadership of the country, they're hostile to the people, they're not looking or working for the people of the country. They just try to dictate for them. So America can involve in order to save the people, number one. Sometimes it may be through military coup detent, or it may be in other revolution. I'm not talking of evolution, but I mean revolution. Because evolution comes with change, totally changes. Okay? Or restructuring, to restructure the system, to restructure the representatives. So to restructure the government of the country in order to benefit the people. So according to Plato, he mentions some types of government which can cause, regime change. When we are talking of the aristocracy, or typocracy, oligarchy, and also tyranny, and we can say some kind of government of tyranny also, and the democracy is the best one. And it's said whenever some country are going through kind of aristocracy, so regime change can happen, or going to timocracy. Timocracy is that of government, is any form of government that you can acquire or receive the power, public power, when you have a property. So this is cannot be justified. This is a big problem for the country, especially for poor people. The gap between poor and rich will be too lengthy. So that's why that cannot be justified, according to Plato. So he said also oligarchy also. It is kind of small people. When they're small people, they are controlling on the government or a country. So they are not giving chance to maximum people to involve in government or to get their own share in the government or to get their own rights. When we are talking of fundamental rights. So these things, according to Plato, regime change can happen. Also, when we are talking of tyranny government is when the people are when the power belongs to cruel or oppressive people. They are just killing innocent people, or they are dictating for them, or they are not giving them fundamental rights. So these things can happen. So according to Plato says the best government is democracy. The democratic government is what we are looking for throughout the world. So it can bring harmony and the economic and the military might and social system and social. It will help also to have perfect foreign policy in any country. We are following this type of democratic according to its meaning and fulfillment.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ismail, for insightful talk. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Dear viewers, it was Dr. Ismail Adaramola Abdulaziz, a Nigerian scholar and friend of Pakistan, who talked on regime change in international politics and also the U.S. involvement, especially in Libya and Iraq. I hope you liked the video. For more videos, please keep watching the channel. Also, do subscribe it and share the link with your friends and contacts. Take care and goodbye.